These women don't need men. When they were in their prime, it was about partying. Now that they got older, they realized that it's hard to find a man, especially single mothers. Men are getting shamed across the globe for having preferences and dating younger women. Today, I brought you the reason why men should not date single mothers.
Masturbating, but masturbating's wrong because it means that your partner means less to you, and that you're like stealing pleasure from them. And it's like sad because, you know, like I've loved my partners and that's not true.
Okay, why the is she crying? That's what I want to know.
How old are you ladies?
25. I'm 26.
Okay. Don't you think you're gonna hit the wall pretty soon?
No. What's the wall?
30?
What's wrong with that?
Your 30s are a lot better than your 20s because you have more money. I don't think I'm going to hit the wall. I'm just going to get started.
You think guys give a shit how much money you make?
I mean, I don't really care about what they think. I'm living my best life by myself.
So if I was your man and I was like, you know what, honey, like, I don't really want you having any more girls' nights anymore. Maybe you guys could go get coffee or something. How would you feel?
I would end things. You're not my man.
The only way these types of women will learn is when they actually hit the wall. Then they'll start posting their experiences with men on social media and calling them trash. They still have a chance to make the right decision and find someone to date. The clock is ticking. The biological clock, that is.
She may not care now, but there's gonna be a time when she's going to want love from a man. And why is it that when a man has a preference?
That wall hits you, ladies, it's gonna hit hard, and it's gonna hurt, and you're gonna be bitter. You're gonna hate Kevin Samuels. You're gonna hate Andrew Tate. You're gonna hate Roland Tomasi. You're gonna hate Michael Sartain. You're gonna hate Black Ice. You're gonna hate Glenn Lawrence. You're gonna hate Pearl. You're gonna hate Fresh and Fit. You're gonna hate us. You're gonna say the same thing that everybody. No, we told you, literally. Because I picked him out. I said, my God, I feel bad for the guy that's going to end up with her. And it was the prettiest girl in school. It was the cheerleader. It was the Who's Who club. And now I look at him and I'm like, whoa, you're alone. What happened? It was the career. Look, I've been around a minute, guys. I've got experience. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my...
She was more focused on her career more than finding a man and building a family. It's really simple, really. She has hit the wall.
Men are not dating me when I'm like in my prime because I have 4 kids. That's the thought process.
A lot of women will tell you, oh, being a stepdaddy is honorable. And a lot of them, they know damn well that man ain't gonna get nothing out of it. They know damn well that they can up and leave, take half of his income, get alimony. Depending on if they are able to swindle him into legally adopting the children, they can put him on support. In certain states, you don't even have to have the man legally adopt him. If you can prove that he played a father figure role, you can put that man on child support.
You guys heard it here first. Not only do you have to deal with her emotional baggage, but you also have to deal with the law when it comes to marrying or dealing with these single mothers. She can put you on child support for a child that's not even yours. Why would you want to deal with that? Think about it, bro.
What's the problem with dating as single moms? I don't understand the issue with these men. We're talking men in their late 30s, like 38, 39, and as soon as you mention you've got children, they don't want to know. And I don't get it.
The reason why you don't get it is because when you was in your 20s partying, that man was probably working his hardest to make something out of himself. Also, why would he date somebody that already has a child when he can have a baby with someone else that does not have a baby and create his own family?
And then they go simping over 21-year-olds. There is nothing wrong with dating a single mother. Like, this whole stigma of like dating someone with kids has really, really got to stop. Like, it's wrong. Been single 4 years. What's the problem?
I've noticed that older women use that as a shaming tactic to men anytime they date a woman in their 20s. And the thing is this, ladies, it's biological. Just like you want a man that's taller than you and makes money and is successful and has security, men want young, beautiful women. If you're in your 30s, sorry to the ladies here at the table, you ain't gonna be able to compete with the 21-year-olds. It's a fact. Sorry. Like, Mother Nature gives you your gifts and Father Time takes it away, baby.
Why would a man be expected to finish somebody else's save game? It's crazy how these women gives themselves up to multiple men and in their teenage years, teens, and wants a man when they get older. That's not how it works.
What's your craziest sex story?
My first time was in the parking lot at my high school, and
that's pretty crazy though. After hours or during school?
it was during my volleyball practice.
During volleyball practice.
You are a super freak.
Damn, her first time was in a parking lot?
Or speak, please.
At the end of the day, it's important to have a man in your life. It's really important because of the simple fact that just seeing my son raised without like a father, it hurts. It really does. And you know what? I'm happy for you because it's like when you have that situation, you realize that it's like, this is my man, I'm gonna worship him, and this is the family I'm gonna create. When I'm a grandma and I have the whole entire room filled with my grandchildren, that is your real value. And no women really talk about that. Andrew Tate spoke about it here in the podcast, and that's something that he said that I will always hold to me because of my son.
The fact that she realized this now shows that she has potential. But if she had realized this when she was younger, she probably would have had a family by now and a man next to her who was supporting her. She still has a chance to make it out.
When do you think you're gonna hit your wall realistically?
Oh, like I literally have glowed up every single year. Like every month I get hotter, so I don't believe in a wall. I think that's probably like 55.
Okay. What do you mean wall?
It's all
Explain to me what
mentality.
you
Like
mean wall.
unfortunately, like when you're hot, you get so much more power. It sucks, but it's the truth.
Wall as in fertility window dies down, your looks fade, stuff like that.
Okay, I feel like 37, almost 40. I feel like the stigma is like 30. It's like when girls are supposed to be like, like you have to
as a
settle
woman,
down.
like I don't base my worth on my fertility, so I think that probably like 60, even 70.
One could argue that a woman's most prized possession is her ability to reproduce, though.
Because I have a successful job in the business intelligence industry and I make my own money and my happiness doesn't stem from having children.
This is what you call delusion. She says as she ages, she gets more beautiful and hotter. Now we all know that's not true. Especially when women get older, they start to get wrinkles on their faces and their look starts to fade. That's scary for them. She also mentioned she does not base her worth on her fertility. What does she base it off of then? If you're not having kids and building a family, then what is she gonna be doing?
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women. Because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now their biological clock is really ticking and they want to go through the stages. And then a lot of them end up single, a lot of them end up childless because they chose to have fun in their 20s instead of looking for a relationship. And they thought that when the time came that they did want to settle down, that they would still have all the options that they had when they were 20. But then reality hits and a lot of them end up childless and single and not by choice. So don't listen to all of these women that are saying that they're so happy and they're so content with not having children and they didn't want to get married, because the reality is that a lot of them did, most of them did. And by that point, they just didn't have a choice anymore. And so they had to accept that now they are childless and single. So of course they're going to make the best out of it. But what I don't like is that they're preaching to the younger generation that this is the way to go. Because if they could have chosen otherwise, they would have.
If there's any ladies watching this video, I hope you are paying attention to what this woman is saying. Everything she said was the truth. It's just facts. Whether you want to accept it or not, unless you want to be 50 years old alone with 20 cats, I advise you to date for the long term. Find a suitable partner.
Women hitting the wall need to do hoe tactics. Men, you can't say no woman hit the wall because you know what? Y'all don't even have money. Like, women can hit the wall all day and still be too good for you. Okay? Like, I don't understand this. Oh, she hit the wall. She's over 30. Okay, but you can't even afford to date someone your own age. Well, you can't even impress a 30-year-old. You can't even impress a woman that's hit the wall. That's sad. A woman that hit the wall and you still can't impress her. That's pretty bad. Okay. You know, that's sad. I wouldn't even say you hit the wall if I can't even impress you. Y'all hit the wall. At least we got a wall. We don't share one with a next door neighbor. And okay, how you doing? At least our wall is in our name, baby. Not in our mama name. At least we could put nails in our wall without having to lose the deposit fee. Okay? At least our walls ain't got roaches inside of it. I know y'all love when I troll y'all.
This is coming from a single over 30-year-old woman, by the way. The first step is denial. Instead of trying to understand the concept, she's trying to make fun of men. And what does money have to do with these women hitting the wall? Just think of how many young women this woman has given bad advice to. She's going off of emotions and not facts.
That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
This guy is still living 100 years into the past still. I don't know if he understands that the times have changed and women are not acting the same like they used to back then. Why would a man want to continue and carry all that baggage now? This guy's an old simp. No offense to that, I know he has his own opinion, but he's got to understand that things are not the same as they used to be.